Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nurfara Ashira binti Mat Jamil. My student ID is 2021469442. Today, I'll be presenting for assignment project and construction management with code ECM367 about an uncompleted and abandoned project which is Woodchester Mansion. Firstly, I will explain about the history of Woodchester Mansion. Woodchester Mansion is an 400-acre unfinished Victorian mansion located in Nimswich, Gloucestershire, England. In the 18th century, the estate at Woodchester belonged to the Ducey family, who built the stately Georgian home of Spring Park. In 1845, Lord Ducey sold the northern section of the estate to William Lee. William Lee bought the Woodchester Port Estate for £100,000. Shortly after William Lee purchased the estate, he appointed architect Augustus Pugin, who is responsible for much of the Houses of Parliament in London, to remodel Spring Park. Pugin recommended demolishing the Georgian house and building a new mansion in Victorian Gothic style. Pugin and Lee then argued, and Pugin was fired in favor of architect Charles Hansom, the brother of Joseph Hansom, the inventor of the Hansom cab. Mrs. Lee and her daughters, Beatrice and Blanche, worked hard at beautifying the freshly built crunch with their needlework and painting skills. It is this architectural detail that remains the most appealing feature of Woodchester. The carving and attention to detail are utterly superb. Look for the bathtub post in the shape of wolf's head. Most of the building is made from locally quarried limestone. Even the ornate bathtub is crafted from a single block of Cotswold stone. Sadly, Blanche got a cold while painting the Stations of the Cross onto the freshly plastered church wall. The cold worsened and became a dry cold. Blanche died in 1852 at just 21 years old. Over a decade later, her younger sister Beatrice caught a dry cold and died in 1867. It was not until the mid-1850s that work began on the new mansion house with the help of handsome protege Benjamin Bucknell. The mansion followed the foundation outline of the Georgian house. Woodchester Mansion was constructed from mid-1850s to 1870, but all the work suddenly stopped when Lee died. What happened to stop the work on Woodchester Mansion? Firstly, personal tragedy probably played a part. Both his daughters died before marriage, his daughter-in-law died at a young age, and Lee's health was poor. Though it seems he never gave up on his vision of completing Woodchester Mansion, it remained untouched at the time of his death in 1873. Secondly, his surviving family didn't like the design, which was a Gothic revival style. They asked another architect, James Wilson, for a new design. He created a new flamboyant Italianate style, but the cost of rebuilding the house were too high for the family, and the house was abandoned for most of the time. It seems that so magnificent was the work undertaken at Woodchester that Lee's family member was running out of money. Lastly, people claim the land on which the mansion is built has been haunted for over 200 years. It seems that the young Lord Ducey threw a great party at Spring Park to celebrate his succession to the title. When he came to take his seat at the dinner table, he discovered his father's ghost was already seated there. He was so frightened that he left the house and never returned. When construction is carried out, scaffolding was left intact, tools and equipment were left on the site as if the workmen had merely wandered off for a break, never to return. Why do you think it happened? One legend suggests that they left because a man was murdered on the site. During World War II, troops were stationed at Woodchester Mansion, and parts of the building were used as a storehouse. They used Woodchester Mansion as a training location for the D-Day landing. During one exercise, a bridge over one of the lakes collapsed and several soldiers drowned. The bodies were brought back to the mansion. After the war, it was abandoned again. Several mediums have sensed the presence of people in military uniforms inside the mansion. Often, the sound of 1940s music is heard echoing throughout the corridors. The suggestion to countermeasure for this reason is first, bequeath the mansion to his heirs. That way, the construction of the mansion can continue, and when it is finished, the mansion may be able to carve history among the luxurious and historic mansions around the world. Next, His living family should hire the right professionals such as the architect. They also need to finalize their wants regarding the desired design in order to save costs from waste. Last but not least, they need to increase the security level on the construction site so that the workers is safe and no accidents will happen. Today, the mansion is open to the public for tours, special events, and filming. It made a recent appearance on the Netflix show The Crown as the exterior location for both the late Duke of Edinburgh and Prince Charles School Gordonstone. That's all from me. Don't forget to comment below. Thank you for listening.